Bitcoin is right now on a massive fire sale, and I will show you the exact reasons why Bitcoin is behaving in that way today here and what kind of news led up to this, and also why I believe that we are really close to a historical bounce for Bitcoin. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's directly dive into it. So first of all, we had, of course, again, Grayscale selling yesterday, and they had, as far as I saw it, the highest outflow basically since they started remitting GBTC against Bitcoin. So they were selling yesterday $640 million, close to $700 million. That's kind of the range on Coinbase. So, and the ETF market can only absorb around 500 million. So there's over 200 million overflow that the spot market had to catch. And of course, that is quite a lot, especially if you do that on a daily basis. Yesterday, I was hoping that the selling kind of stopped or slowed down, but yeah, it seems that Grayscale actually leveled up with the highest outflow that they ever produced yesterday. And we can just hope that over time, over the next couple days, potentially next week or two, that this will slowly stop here, because they're still sitting at 558 million. So here you see the difference, 1,000 Bitcoin. So there is a discrepancy between yesterday and today of like 16,000 Bitcoin. 16,000 Bitcoin. So they can still do this a lot more times if they want to. So if they want to sell out everything, which I don't believe that this is going to happen, that all GBTC will be sold, but even half of it, so half of it would mean there's another 2 weeks of heavy selling pressure, hanging over Bitcoin here. Another reason why we were dropping here is, and that led now to the drop from $40,000 to $39,000 earlier, is that Mt. Gox confirmed that creditors can now send them their Bitcoin wallet addresses and Bitcoin Cash addresses to receive and basically to get their refund received to these addresses. So here you can see that was posted, I think this morning, that here Mt. Gox distribution is expected to hit the market over the next 2 months. Around 200,000 Bitcoins are unlocked. So there are 140,000 Bitcoin, like real Bitcoin directly, and then 140,000 Bitcoin Cash that these people on Mt. Gox are eligible to of the hard fork of Bitcoin in 2017, I think it was, or 2016. So they're eligible for the Bitcoin Cash that they basically got airdropped because of their hard fork. And that amounts to around 200,000 Bitcoin. So now I don't believe that all these 200,000 Bitcoins gonna hit the market. Again, there might be people that are saying, hey, I'm holding already for such a long time. I made, I don't know, $100,000, and I can wait for another 3-4x. So that is definitely possible. I don't believe that all the creditors are now selling like crazy, especially if they're following that case here since they're basically waiting for their money, which makes it just highly unlikely. If there's now, there should be a lot of informed investors out there that were actually hurt by Mt. Gox, that they should understand halving cycles and so on. And based on that, I don't believe that all these 200,000 Bitcoins gonna hit the open market. Some of them might have also options to go the OTC route. Some of them have sold their claim. You should also not forget that some people sold their claim, and these will be actually the most dangerous kind of Bitcoins out there, because the companies that bought up these claims, they of course are looking to liquidate. So I would say these are the first ones to liquidate their Bitcoin. Question is, how much did they purchase through their agreement? Maybe I can find this out for tomorrow to show you guys that, to find something where I can see how much companies were scooping up. by offering 50% on the net value of their claim, and were selling it for that amount of money. So that, of course, was one of the reasons why Bitcoin also went now lower. So, of course, continuous selling on Grayscale, and I found something else. It slipped my mind for the time being, but that is okay. So now when we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, we have to look here at some key levels. And I want to start off here at the monthly chart for that. Here, the weekly chart. Here on the weekly chart, we are bouncing off right now at $38,800 approximately. So it's a small bounce, nothing significant yet for me, but we are seeing here a small bounce back to the upside. So if Bitcoin really wanted to go a little bit lower, then I definitely expect a major bounce from $37,300, $500 approximately. So another $1,700 to the downside, approximately 0.5%, if I'm not mistaken. 5% drop in Bitcoin. But then most likely we are done for a little bit and gonna get a relief rally back to like $42,000, $43,000. Something here to the top of that weekly range here, where we have all these candle closes. That would be a dead cat bounce area for me. So from 37 back to 43, almost 44. That might be the next move here for Bitcoin, again with a further rejection if selling continues, and then potentially back to 37. And if that is not holding, then we might go all the way down here to like 32 based on the weekly chart. So now I believe that there is a massive short squeeze coming for multiple reasons. One reason is that you could have gone here 3 weeks ago short and you're sitting in massive profit. So there are heavy profit shorters right now out there. Of course, if you shorted $49,000, you will not get liquidated on a move back to the upside. But the late shorters here, they shorted around $42,000. There is a risk that they can get liquidated, even if we go to $37,000, if they are not pulling out beforehand with that potential short squeeze that is looming above us. We have also strong bids around the $38,500 level. You can see that here on fire charts, here with the yellow bright area, this one here. So that is around $38,500 because you see here 38, 39, it's in the middle. So $38,500. There are strong bids right now to buy Bitcoin, and that is holding us afloat for the time being, and that's why we see a really small bounce here back to the upside right now. So we have to see if that is a sustainable move to the upside. I would call it sustainable and potentially now already a bounce area if we can reclaim $39,500 first and close at least a 4-hourly candle above that level. So you're going to see it here. Also here on the liquidation map here, you see we are really close to clean out the rest that is down here, which would be all the way down to like $38,200 if we getting it. Worst case scenario from there, I expect definitely a rejection because there is not much more to liquidate underneath that level. So liquidity is then only to the upside. You see here how dense this is right now here once again. So even with the selling going on, Grayscale should also understand that, of course, it's client's money. The client can decide what to do. Let me put it this way. Grayscale's clients should get advice from Grayscale to stop selling. So for the simple reason, there is here for a bounce, otherwise not a lot of liquidity left, basically nothing, at least in the futures market, to drive the price back up. So they should understand that they should hold off for a couple of days, let price develop and push back to the upside with a relief rally and start selling again around the $44,000, $43,000 area, which of course also maximizes again their profit a little bit, you know. So if I would be in Grayscale, I would understand that, you know, so I would not be panic selling and say, hey, I got my Grayscale Bitcoin now, I can redeem my GBTC against Bitcoin, I'm selling, you know. So that just doesn't make sense anymore here for the time being. And every time when things start to not make sense anymore, that is normally our turning point. So, and here the same thing. So here, let it go to 38, potentially a quick wick lower to like 37,500, something like this. And then back to the upside, liquidate all these short liquidations that have built up here. So there is quite a lot of shorts right now. And I'm going to show it here on the 3 days liquidation heat map. Look here how big these short levels are when it comes to liquidations. So also here to the downside, you see there is not much left anymore. So price has to go back up to grab liquidity. And this could be a massive, massive short squeeze in the shadows looming right now for us. The question is, how low do we need to get before we see this playing out? And like I said, worst case scenario, I believe another $1,500 down, and then we're gonna get a short squeeze. The other question is, how high will it go? In my opinion, at least to $42,000 to touch here the brightest area where we have right now $79 million worth of short liquidations. But on the way up, we are liquidating so much more already. So there's at least like 300 something plus $1 million worth of short liquidations in a $3,000 move from Bitcoin back to the upside. I'm also still following my plan, guys, that I told you that between 40,500 and below that I keep buying, and that's also what I'm doing. When we touched 38,900 there, I just bought again. I keep dollar cost averaging here along these levels here now. 37.7 will be the next one, then 36 if we get it. I hope not. And so on and so on. So if we ever go down to 32, I think whatever I have left, I will put it all in there because I don't believe that we would go lower than that. Here on the daily chart, I also want to show you something really interesting. Here, the volatility histogram shows me that this dip this dump might be in the short term potentially over, because as I said yesterday, we dipped here out of it, but not really low. So if you compare it to here, the price went much lower when we went out of this range. And here we came quickly back in. So there is a potential also based on this indicator that short-lived, the selling pressure on Bitcoin might be over, and that Bitcoin, regardless of the selling pressure, might get a small relief or at least gets pushed sideways. So that would be the best case scenario. But this, of course, only works if Grayscale is not sending again today $700-800 million worth of Bitcoins to Coinbase. Otherwise, when I look at the other indicators, stochastic at the bottom, RSI starting to be in bearish oversold territory really, really soon. MACD also looking really bearish. But right now, with Grayscale selling, you can basically throw your indicators out of the window because they are not applying anymore to the charts. If you have a player on the field like Grayscale, they just keep selling. Only if they stop selling, you can finally trust indicators here again. And we're going to find out what Grayscale is basically doing today in around, 7 hours approximately. They are always selling, I think, no, it will be later. I think it's 10:21 p.m. UTC time, I think. That is when they're always sending these orders in to Coinbase. So I definitely, in 4 hours. So here was the last time. So it's here in 4 hours. We're going to see again. It's my 8 p.m. then, if they continue to sell or not today. But I'm pretty sure they continue. The only question is how much. So that is the interesting question here. When I go here to the lower time frames, here is the indicators play a little bit nice still with us. So the stochastic RSI is at the bottom. Price action sees here a small bounce here, as I mentioned, but we are beneath Monday low, beneath the daily open, and that also opens us up here again to go all the way here to the $37,760 level over the next couple hours, potentially already by tomorrow. I would like to see here a further slow grind, something what we have seen here to the downside, because altcoins are not suffering as much as Bitcoin right now, percentage-wise. They are also slowly grinding down. So I would like to see this continued bleed over the next couple of days as Grayscale is selling out. So the longer Grayscale is selling, the longer I want to see here a slow bleed to the downside. So because Grayscale, they're also not crazy. They're not sending all their Bitcoin that they have right now, go and say, hey, we are selling everything what we have, and Bitcoin drops to $5,000, you know. So that's not what they actually want to do. So, but yeah, the holdings from them are still quite impressive, and we have to see when it's going to stop. Like I said, I hope it's maybe another 5 to 10 days, business days, and then they are done with it and we can finally move on from this. When we're looking here at this 4-hourly chart, here we have our downwards trending channel that we were respecting for quite a while. Now we are breaking down from it. So here within the next hour, I would like to see price action staying above $39,100 approximately, or even $300, to not drop off this downwards trending channel. Because if we do, then also here we are risking that we're going much lower to, like I said, 38, 37, 500, something like this here, potentially already today. So I also don't want to keep repeating myself. So where would I be looking now for new levels if I wanted to trade? Honestly, I would like the same what I do with my long positions, only dollar cost average into positions right now. So I would not spend all my money to go into one single position and to blow all my dry powder. Buy a little bit if we get here to like 38,500, because there's a lot of bits, like I said, on Binance. If we break 38,500, you put a little bit more at 37,500, then at 36, then at 35 if we get it, and just do here every time 25%, or start here with 10%. That is better. Here you put 20%. Here you also put 20%. So now you're 50% in, and if we get really all the way down here, there you put in your other 50%. Otherwise, if you're with 10% here in, and we start to turn around, then you do the same thing to the upside. So here around 39,300, 20%, and then when we break here above 40,200, another 20%, and above 41,000, then the other 50%. And then you take profit at 43, 44, something like that. So that's how I would play it right now. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade anywhere, trade on BYBIT. That's also where I'm mainly trading on. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free if you use my specific link, and also a debit card. And what I also just saw yesterday, BitGet has also now a debit card. They're rolling it out to VIP clients right now. So if you want a debit card from a BitGet, maybe in countries where a BYBIT card is not available, a BitGet card is available. Also use my specific link here if you want to trade on BitGet and get a debit card if you are not able to get one on a BYBIT. And if you just want to follow my trades and copy my trades, go to CoinW. There you can trade without any KYC or VPN, or on FAIRDESK with their highest trading bonus in the industry right now, $120,000, plus that you can also copy trade me. So now I want to talk about another project that I'm actually having my eye on for quite a while yet, and that is called Syncus. The ticker is Sync, and that is a staking project. They are generating fees from a sell tax that they have, and also some other mechanisms how they're earning money with the protocol. And through the fees that they are generating, they are fueling their treasury, and out of the treasury is the yield paid that they are giving to Sync stakers. So by staking Sync, you are removing liquidity from the open market, which could create sell pressure. And for that, you get then rewarded by holding Sync on their platform. So, and we have seen that DeFi narrative in the past with other projects, and I think this is about to be revived, and that's why I bought a small bag, a really small bag, nothing crazy, of that coin here. And I had also tweeted about that before. And when I was tweeting about it, you can go to my Twitter and check, but I might not be wrong that I tweeted the first time here at that price level about it. And then it did not take long, and I tweeted here again about it. So that was a 30% move. Then I did not tweet about it because I thought it's already pretty high. It's close to the all-time high. It broke the all-time high slightly before we rolled over. So to protect you guys, I did not chill you this here on the top. But if you would have entered either here when I tweeted about it, or here, you would have made money if you would have sold close to the top. So if you're holding it still based on my tweet, that's absolutely fine, because I'm actually looking also to add more Sync to my holdings when we are getting down into that area here. And that might be the case when we see Bitcoin dropping another $500 or $1,500 to the downside, that we are actually getting it, and try to scoop up a little bit more, because I believe also here that could be a bounce area back to the upside from where we are running for Sync, at least into new all-time highs, which would be right now a 50% move to the upside, more or less. Oh, sorry, 100% move. 100% move to the upside. And when we are looking here at the Fibonacci extensions, then you get an idea where this can run to. So this should be 130% then, or even more. How much is this? 200%. So 200% to the golden ratio, the 1.618. And that will be my next level where I'm actually selling a little bit. I sold a little bit here somewhere, or even here, but I did not sell much. It sold like 10% of what I have, because I made so much money on the way up that I said, okay, I need to take a little bit of profit off the table. And I did, but it was insignificant to the amount that I'm still holding. And I'm waiting for that this is recovering. So, and like I said, I think the DeFi narrative is also slowly coming back here with these yield projects. That's why I bought it and keep holding it. So if also you want to buy it, I leave a lot of links in the description below for that. And just some key points that I want to give you away here. So that project is from an established team. They were running an exchange that was making a couple $1 billion in fees, I think. Yeah, so they made a couple $1 billion with the old project that they had, which was an exchange. They are sitting right now here at a $7 million market cap. You see half of it is liquidity, which is always a healthy sign. The total market cap here is 19 million. Based on the circulation, they are generating around $150,000 to $300,000 in fees every single day, and have over $10 million in their treasury right now to pay out stakers. So before the treasury runs dry, they basically need a whole month of not generating any fees before the treasury would dry up to pay out all the stakers. So, and you have all the time people selling because of the price action that is looking horrible everywhere, not only on this project. And here's something what I want to point out. On many altcoins, at least most of the altcoins that I'm looking at right now, we see the same pattern. We see here this downward sloping resistance line developing on all of them. And I can tell you, when we see the first ones breaking this, we might be really close to the bottom and going to see a reversal. So, but again, it all depends on when these big players stop selling Bitcoin right now. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you could take a little bit away from it. Don't get too worried about the price. I still believe that a big short squeeze is coming. We just need to be a little bit more patient here. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.